Hello.
Happy Sunday, literally Sunday. Haha.
It's always super hard to know when we're actually live versus just seeing what the computer tells us. If we are live and you can hear us, please write an emoji, your favorite emoji in chat. I would love to see what people's favorite emoji is. No emojis? No sound. Okay. Nick figured the sound out. Let's see if we have sound. Share.
I mean, the fact that Nick can hear us, I think we have sound.
You think he can hear us? I see no emojis though. Hello, Netherlands. Sound on here. Nice. Okay, we are live. It has been confirmed. We're live.
Excellent.
We need AC urgently. Are we sweating? Is that why you're saying that?
No, actually, we're still very fine. Usually
Yes.
it develops throughout, the talking round.
Or maybe just because we're too sunny looking today. But generally speaking, one does need AC urgently. Hello from India. Hello, Neha. Glad you can join today. Hello from Palestine. Hello, Mohammed. No, you look great. Thank you, Ayman. Appreciate it. Yes, it's a very sunny day in Dusseldorf. I think it's all over Germany. I would dare to say a very sunny day. Although a few days ago, I had an online call with some people in Munich and they were really sweating. And I was all chilled here because it was a rainy day in Düsseldorf, which cooled the temperatures down a little bit. Wie geht's? Sehr gut, Vasu, danke. Oh, from Tunisia, hello. Azmi, I hope I spelled that. Hey,
Hello,
Joe. Yeah, Vasu says it's pretty hot. You're very welcome, Priya. We're so happy that our content is helpful to you. Hello aus Stuttgart. Gustias. Glutenabend aus Texas. That's funny. Do you follow the bread code? Is that why you say gluten?
Oh, what's this just in typo?
Hello from Hamburg. Hello, Anastasia.
Flying on Wednesday.
Wow, Nick. We know Nick is from Australia and he has been planning his move for, I would say, over a year now.
I would say so, yes.
You're arriving on Wednesday. That's amazing.
Exciting times.
I can imagine. Hello from Hamburg. Joe Ishan autocorrect. Okay. There's a very cool German, he's a developer actually, and he has a YouTube channel called The Bread Code, and his slogan is Gluten-Tag. He teaches how to make sourdough bread online.
Hello to Duisburg and Saarbrücken and Nigeria.
This week, and this week, Designer X, I assume you're a designer. I guess it's going to be a very interesting transition from Nigeria to Berlin. Hey, Rambling. Hello from Berlin, says Manshi. Mario Flores. Hello from a Peruvian living in Berlin. Hello. Have you found delicious Peruvian food in Berlin? I mean, in Berlin, you find everything, right?
Berlin, yes.
Yes.
Abundance.
Yes. Like me. What do you mean, like me, Fanny? Are you also arriving on Wednesday? I'm confused. Hi from Wuppertal, the metropolis of Wuppertal.
You can wave to Duisburg, to Wuppertal.
Yeah, there you go. Servus aus München.
Göttingen and Weissmain. Where is Weissmain? I don't know where Weissmain
is. Hello, Joe. How are you dealing with this heat? That is a good question.
Topic.
And there's multiple tactics. So I want to we are going to record a video next week about how to deal with the summer heat, because unlike other countries, there's no AC really in the majority of apartments in Germany.
It's your ongoing topic for the third year now in a row, right?
Yes, but this time I want to give actionable tips actually that you can do to endure this. Do you have a few on the top of your mind that you can think of?
Actually, in one of our old videos, thank you very much for those that helped us here correct our vocabulary. We often refer to a ventilator, which in English is actually not the fan that we were referring to. So kind of like
ventilator was more with the medical
machine, term. Yeah. So we have a beautiful fan that is sitting here right next to us. This is why we got a little bit of the Hollywood sway here. I'm just kidding. And so that is a very good tool, as long as it's a good one. Mm-hmm. There's also not so good ones. We hope you don't hear it. That points out that it's good because it's very quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah. And another favorite thing is, which at the moment is why the windows are shut. Because it's very warm outside. We only open the windows, at least those that get the sunshine. Only in the mornings and evenings. When
Yes,
the air
that's
is
a big
fresh.
yes. We're going to record a video. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, I also sent a few tips through there and asked other readers what their hot tips are. You can sign up to a newsletter through simplegermany.com/newsletter. Might take a little bit for the form to log in. I saw Maciel is here with Cynthia. Hello from the little Republic of Bohum. I'm kidding. It's not little. It's just, one question here.
To both of us.
Sparkling water
sorry.
or plain water, Yvonne?
Plain.
Plain water.
I converted. That's actually, it's very funny because at home we only drink plain water, and that was mainly due to the fact that I didn't want to carry up sparkling water to the old apartment, which was like 100 steps, and I didn't like the soda stream taste, where you can put bubbles into the plain water. So I just adapted to plain water.
However,
however, when we are at my home in Bonn with my parents, I always drink the sparkling one. It just goes back to the habit that I had when I was living there. So I do both, but my choice is still plain.
I remain by still waters, stilles Wasser bitte. I have a thing with sparkling water. I think we've talked about this a hundred times, but I just can't. If I would be in a desert dying, then of course I'm going to drink sparkling water. Funnily enough, if it's like a Schorle, in Germany, the Apfelschorle, which is apple juice mixed with sparkling water, I can drink that. That's fine. But pure sparkling water, it's just ein bisschen ekelhaft, as Germans say, no? Here, any vacation plans with the 49 euro ticket? I would highly recommend Heidelberg. Oh my God, Heidelberg has been on our radar, and it's really gorgeous. And if you have the chance,
great vibe, cool people, very international, lots of nature, lots of also architecture and old things to visit, like historic. It's really cool. It's really worth it.
The sparkling water for Apfelschorle is the best remedy in summer. What is vege culture is popular? Can you explain what that means? I guess that's not why it's so possible. I don't know what that means, Eddie. I'm sorry.
Cheers, Rike. I hope it's Australian wine. While you still have the kidding, you also get Australian wine here in Germany.
Here, also another question from, I just missed it. Someone asked if I missed Gus Diaz. Do I miss Latin American cuisine? How do you manage? Good question. I do miss it at times. And how do I manage? I've tried to recreate certain things myself. Some have been successful, others have been a bust. For example, we're going to be next weekend in Munich. We're going to be in an event called the FINCON, which is the very first financial conference for internationals living in Germany. You can still get your tickets. I should probably find the link and post it on the chat. I will do that in a little bit. But in Munich, for example, I read that there's a Guatemalan restaurant, for example. So we plan to go there and check the food out. And other times we try to recreate things at home. And other than that, it's waiting until I travel to Guatemala and eat my face off.
Or use the Mexican food.
Okay, yes. Mexican
that's
food
the closest
is pretty
to
close,
home,
yes.
right? So, and that's more abundant in Germany, I would say.
Here, let me find, I should have prepared the link for the FinCon. I'm so sorry. I will do that later.
Joe commented on your shirt.
Really you like it?
Yes.
Oh, thank. It's a very summery shirt. It makes me feel like if I am in Hawaii, and that's amazing. I think she meant Vege. I don't know who is. Vege culture is popular or not?
Vege. Okay, got it.
Yes,
also, yeah.
Definitely. I think
super popular.
Mainly as a single person, it's super popular. When I first moved to Germany, I moved into a Vege with a Spanish girl. And it was amazing because I paid half the rent and we share an apartment. Usually, a lot of the times, the Vege don't have like a living room, a common space. I found in my experience.
It depends. Some do, some don't. Yeah, really.
But
so typically, I would add on that typically with singles and typically also with a, let's say, younger generation, meaning maybe younger than 30 on average.
I think it depends.
But like, let's just say it depends on who you are. 50 plus, I don't think that popular.
I think that's also depends. I remember there was a Vege where there was an artist that was 50 plus and he lived in a.
Then I haven't said anything.
You see. And I think if I would be single, I wouldn't mind living in a Vege if it's a cool Vege, maybe.
Yeah, but I didn't say it's not possible. I'm more saying it's not as common. Like if you go on Vege gesucht, I would say the majority there is younger people.
I see what you mean. Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Oh, look, Viking213 says, Yvonne, thanks for the shirt. I appreciate it. And Yvonne knows what color suits her. Wow.
Awesome. Look at that. Thank you.
Underrated smaller cities. I would say Heidelberg actually is not underrated at all.
It's very popular.
Is that as an international newcomer, it's probably not on the radar. Hanover is another underrated.
It's not a small city.
City. I was going to say city, not small city. Have I tried any Indian restaurant in Düsseldorf? Have we tried an Indian restaurant in Düsseldorf? I feel like we ate Indian food once, but it wasn't in Düsseldorf.
I don't think in Düsseldorf, no.
No, but there's an abundance of Indian restaurants in Düsseldorf for sure. So if you're moving here, you will find some. How good they are and how good the taste of home, I don't know, but they are for sure. Which cities are the best for a junior full stack developer in Deutschland? Highly depends on the company and the job you're looking for. I would aim for bigger cities. The popular ones are Berlin, Munich. Berlin has a lot of a startup scene. The thing about junior developers, and I think it's a worldwide problem, is that a lot of the companies, they require or want people that already have experience. So comes not only the fact of finding a job in Germany, an additional layer of complication is the fact that the experience is very little. So you can look for internships maybe, or something in that line that will get your foot in the door.
The smartest strategy would be to gain experience wherever you're currently living, if that is a potential, like an option, of course. And then with experience, try to move to Germany. That would actually make it probably easier, yes.
Yes, I agree. How easy is it to find English jobs in the IT industry in Germany, asks Asmi.
I'd say that's the one industry where it's the easiest. It's not every job is in English, but I would say it's the one where you have the most chances.
Yes, and I would say there's a very good platform. We have a whole guide. Okay, we have a video on our channel that's about how to find English jobs, which leads to a guide. And there it's an updated list of the different platforms that you can find. Arbeit Now is one, in my opinion, the best, because Addy, which is a developer, he really focuses on fine-tuning the job posting. So it's really just English as a requirement and none of these, like the post is in English, but it requires German as well. Jen, onto the important question. Do you style your own hair or do you go to the hairdresser to maintain the short length? I go to the hairdresser to maintain the short length. I think if I would style my own hair, it would be shaved.
So there used to be a time when Jen had like an undercut here on the all around, and then I shaved the bottom part, so that was fun until we shaved it all off. That was fun too. And then I never touched the shaver again.
But I try it now. Like right now, I think the last time I went to the hairdresser was 2 months ago.
You have an appointment in 2 days.
I have an appointment in 2 days, so it's time. How about the game dev scene? I think it's pretty big as well. I know in Düsseldorf, there's a game dev company. I owe you the name. I cycled in front of it every day.
Is it the name you have or?
No, it's close to Neuss, like by where Vodafone is.
But Nintendo is here in Frankfurt.
Yes, Nintendo is in Frankfurt.
And probably also a few. So I think the thing with companies is that we all have different, but we all have some company names in mind just because they're so big and popular that they're on the news or on social media, or it just made it to the, let's say, A list of companies. But especially in Germany, there's so many companies that are like B, C, D. Not that they are worse or bad or not as good. I mean, more like by the level of recognition, by the level of being known without further investigation in an industry. So I think there's tons of companies out there that offer a lot of potential and maybe even more or better quality of work with companies that are not so known. We know tons of people when we ask them where do they work, and they give us names that we have never heard of, and they are very happy there. So go beyond the ones that are worldwide known.
Yes, I agree. And for that, like a platform like Arbeit Now, we don't have any affiliation with Arbeit Now, except that we know the developer. We like the product. It's a good place to start. Is Düsseldorf an expensive city, asks Ankur? And
it depends.
Depends.
What is expensive?
Yes, let's define expensive. I would say, again, sorry to always refer to our content, but I think we narrow down the answers as short as we can, but we have a video about the cost of living in Germany, and there we compare different cities. As an example, rent in Düsseldorf is not as expensive as in Munich, for example, and is not as cheap as in Leipzig.
But Düsseldorf is part of the top 10 most expensive cities on average in Germany, just because it's among the top 10 biggest cities, and the biggest cities tend to be the most expensive, Hanover excluded.
Yes.
That's why it's most underrated city, because it is not on the radar of many people and a little bit cheaper in cost of living.
Yes.
So it really depends. And it also depends on what you're looking for in terms of living, in terms of neighborhoods, again, how close you want to be to the city center. There's so many factors that impact the level of expensiveness or cheapness that it's really not a straightforward answer.
Yes, and I would say the super cool thing currently also with public transportation is that now it's 49 euros across the board for a monthly pass. A few months ago, that used to be very different. A ticket in Dusseldorf was way more expensive than one, I don't know, in Dresden, for example, and so on. But now at least that has equaled a little bit, so it's not as expensive. Rike asks, what about the board game scene in Dusseldorf? Any ideas? I know there's a bar, I don't know if they're still open, cafe called Cassette, which it's like a board game bar that they have tons of board games that you can pick and play while you're drinking there. And that's about it. I know there's also some game shops or some, I don't know how you call these shops, that they sell like video game stuff. And there they also have maybe like Dungeons and Dragons every Thursday and stuff like that. I think the best bet here is trying to find maybe a group through Facebook regarding board games, and maybe in German, because I haven't really found anything in English.
Well, we haven't really looked.
I have looked.
When was that?
When I was looking into learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
And that was when?
Like 3 months ago.
What?
Yeah, I looked, you see? Look, here's another question. Yvonne, are you learning Spanish? Do you already know Spanish?
Sí, claro.
See, she can.
I learned Spanish back in college, just for a brief period of time. But I would say I manage in a one-on-one conversation, depending on where we actually had the conversation, just like 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
So for me, it depends highly on where the other Spanish speakers from, meaning nationality, aka accent, and the speed of the velocity of speech. As with anything, the moment it's a group, it's more difficult. But I can hold a conversation as long, in a general life topic and not anything specific.
Yes. Also, sorry, Viking213 is asking to compare different cities. This is a very personal question. Some people love Berlin, others hate it. Some people love Dusseldorf, others hate it. At the end of the day, just follow your gut, go to the university that you like the most, and the city, you will discover it and decide if you like it or not. I think if you're studying in a city, correct me if I'm wrong, but my experience has been, because you meet people, you do activities with others, you discover the cool parts of the city. So, and every city is cool in its own way.
City? I mean, all the ones you mentioned here, Koblenz, Fulda, Chemnitz, Hildesheim, those are all cities. The question is, how do we define a city, right? They're all smaller scale cities, but they're still cities. So there's still a lot of liveliness. I mean, Heidelberg is super tiny by population, but look at the vibe that the city had, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think, especially for entering the country per se, right? You always need to think of stepping stones. For entering the country, just go wherever you have the chance and the opportunity, and discover that area. If you like it, great, stay. If you don't, look for something else after you've done studying, or once you want to change your job or other opportunities. I mean, just because you start somewhere doesn't mean you need to stay there forever.
I agree. Well said. Who's asking, how often do you guys run into fans of the channel in real life? Asks Joe.
So that is a very good question, Joe. And to be honest, I still get surprised. So I think the very first time we got stopped on the street was in December 2021. Yeah. So that's like 1.5 years ago.
Yes.
I remember it very vividly. And sometimes it's literally like very often within a short time frame. And then weeks and months on end doesn't happen. But I think it has much to do also with how often we are actually out and about in Germany. So for example, we were 1 week in the Black Forest earlier in spring.
Yes.
And there we got recognized really often, like in Heidelberg and Baden-Baden, literally in the Black Forest in small towns. And that was like, wow, what is happening? But ever since then, not so much, because also we haven't been out so much.
Yes. I feel like I'm asking the questions and you're answering. That's really good. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. If I've met you, I'll ask you for an autograph. Say again, Jeremy. You can also take a selfie. Does making friends is hard if I know no one there? Feels like I can't autocorrect. I'll spend like a year or two without friends. Actually, it's an interesting topic. Again, not that I want to promote the newsletter, but the newsletter that I send out every Tuesday. I tackled this point, and curiously enough, I was reading a book called The Fun Habit, and there's a whole chapter about making friends in your 30s kind of thing. Even the New York Times has a whole article that they reprinted twice because it was so popular, and how difficult it is to make friends as you're an adult for multiple reasons.
Not just because you're in a country you're foreign to.
Exactly. So by default, it's harder to make friends the older you grow. We grow. And one just needs to find the common ground and the space to meet other people with the same interests. For example, recently we joined a paddle We haven't joined the club per se, but we've joined a paddle group, let's say.
Community.
A community to play paddle tennis. And there has been amazing. We have met tons of new people, interacted. Of course, none of them are friends yet. However, again, to become friends, you need constant interaction with each other and stuff like that. So the best way is to find a hobby that you like and want to try, go there, see if you find people that you like.
And also,
rinse and repeat.
Yeah, true. And also what we've actually, I don't know where we read it, heard it, and it was just a friendly reminder also, because of course we also talk a lot about making friends with Germans, because that helps to integrate, which is totally true. But even more so also, it's super important that you find your own tribe and find your people, your own community from your home country or something that's close, which for Jen it's the Mexicans, just because there's more than Guatemala.
Everywhere.
Because that helps you to also feel at home in the new country. Just because you move somewhere new doesn't mean you have to stop being who you are, and you never stop being where you come from.
Yes, that is a very integral part, I think, also not to lose that identity, right, of where you come from. So yeah, also a topic for the FinCon. I need to find that link. I will do it in a little bit. So before I hear, Nick is asking the Rhine Kermits will be coming. Yes.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the nice comment there.
For the recommendation for the newsletter. Again, Simple Germany. That one I know. simplegermany.com/newsletter. Wait, I don't know if you can keep on talking.
I can keep on talking. Okay, so you were going to talk about the Rheinkirmes. So in Düsseldorf, there is the greatest Kirmes, which means fun fair on the Rhine in Düsseldorf. With greatest, it means biggest, maybe also greatest. Definition, which will start on the 15th, I believe, of July, 14th of July.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's always starts in mid-July, and it has tons of roller coasters, tons of big party tents of the local breweries. Each brewery has their own theme-ish, kind of like their own thing. One is more rockish, the other one is more how I don't want to say, well, let's just say it a little bit more burlesque in that sense, because also their marketing is a little bit more cheeky. Others have, like, there's an alpine, like an Alp area where it's all about the Schlager and the Lederhosen and all that kind of thing. It's a lot of fun. There's tons of fun for any age. And it is happening in the heart of Düsseldorf on the other side of the Rhine. It's hard to miss when you walk by the Rhine promenade. So if you're around, if you would like to visit over the weekend, then that is a great destination. And also on the last, is it the last Friday? So the one Friday.
Yes,
so on the Friday when it is, there's also a big firework. I think it's always the Fridays.
Yes, that's true.
So that's a big summer event.
You can continue. I'm trying to find the link.
Okay,
so sorry.
Let's see. Oh, Joe. Okay, Joe says he's spending a lot of time alone, which, I mean, alone time is not bad as long as you know how to use it also. But that we have to grow to accept. I would say don't give up. I mean, there's always you. Sometimes, actually, I would say you find whatever you're looking for when you least expect it. And that also refers to friends, as long as you remain open to it and don't accept that you have to spend time alone. That's just my take on it. We're getting very philosophical here today. Wow.
Let's see, maybe what language do we speak with each other? And that will be
English.
Infused English is our answer. A mixture of English with a little bit of words of German, Guatemalan, Spanish.
Yes, the meetup question. Actually, I was waiting for it. The weekend meetup. So this is actually, I'm so sorry. We've been dragging our feet with this year. And we have concluded that, yes, we would like to continue to do a meetup. However, we will actually do this more in the fall time, just because summer, we would like to do it outside, but it's so hard to plan because thunderstorms are frequent. And then it's just this on and off short-term planning, which is not cool for anyone. So it's going to be fallish. It's going to be indoors. It's going to be relaxed. And everyone can come or not, whoever has time and energy. And we will announce it, of course, a little bit earlier so that you could also come from a little bit further if you'd like to.
Yes, that is true. Another big thing on the news, I don't know if you heard about it, and I'm surprised no one has
super surprised no one has dropped a line about it.
There is a massive... Is it called massive? Could we say massive?
It is humongous.
A massive update to the law in Germany regarding immigration, which Yvonne has become the expert in the last couple of hours researching.
Yes. So I can say this. The law has been, the adaptation of the law that was first released in 2020 has been passed on Friday. So let's just call it the 2023 version of the Skilled Immigration Act. It goes beyond that, but let's just focus on that area. So the exciting news is that immigration for workers is going to be a lot simpler. Simple, actually referred this the other day. Simple doesn't mean easy. That's why it's called simple Germany, not easy Germany.
Yes.
But it is going to be a lot simpler, a lot less bureaucratic. However, just also, that was for me the biggest question. Of course, just because it's been passed on Friday doesn't mean it comes into effect immediately. It will take some time for it to come into effect because, of course, the public authorities need time to prepare those changes. What I've read is certain aspects of it will come into life between 6 and 12 months from now, something like that. So it is the near future, and it will involve things like foreign degrees do no longer need to be accredited by the German government.
Wow.
That is a huge thing, because that reduces your time to fight your way in that sense to Germany by I don't know how many months, because accreditation took months to years sometimes. So that is humongous. Also, the EU Blue Card will be more accessible because certain things like the what we've talked about, that if you, let's say you studied hotel and restaurant management like you did,
like I did,
you don't need to work in that industry, but you can also work as a social media manager, for example. So that tying of degree and work has been or will be lost. So that is also amazing. And a lot of other amazing things that we will actually summarize in a video that we will record this week.
Yes.
Next week. And it won't have all the final details because they're not all out yet. I just looked, the law proposal has 140 pages, which I have not read. And I don't think I will read.
Maybe you can upload it to ChatGPT and then tell it summarized.
Yeah. But the government really has taken a huge effort to attract more talent, to attract more workers, which is great in making it easier for those that really do want to come. And we will, of course, always keep you posted about the updates that will come in the news.
Yes. Dude, I think I found the link.
Really? So I don't have to work in my profession as a pharmacist, for instance? No, as long as you have, hold on, I have too many things in my mind. So there's 3 pillars of the law. There is the qualifications law, which says that you will have access to a blue card if you find a job in a different profession than you studied in, which before was not the case. And the blue card holds other perks, for example, faster permanent residency. Then there is the pillar of, qualification.
I would say we can save the detailed information for our video.
Yes,
otherwise, Yvonne will speak for the next 45 minutes about the conditions, and we can continue with the questions.
Look, good call.
Yes. Could you explain why many public universities in Germany have very low tuition fee with high quality? Because we're just awesome in Germany. I'm kidding. That's too much. Yvonne hates it when I do that. That's a good question. I would say because it's in the interest of the government also to make the universities attractive for other people. And again, education in the whole country, except for the Kita, it's free and it's really high quality. I think it's one of the perks of very developed.
That's the system
society.
That's been chosen many years ago.
Yes.
So why it's because the universities are subsidized by the contributions and taxes that we pay.
Yes. So I believe I found, no, that is not the link. So again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we will be in Munich this weekend. And there's going to be the FINCON 20. Why are you laughing?
Joe's coming.
I could take a peek to how Yvonne's brain can recall all this info. Maybe I could find a way to remember stuff before. What's your tip? Anyway, so there's the first ever financial conference for expats, internationals in Germany, and it's going to be held in Munich next weekend. So if you're around and you want to join, you can come.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, that is true. I will be a panel speaker, so you can find us there. And it's a paid event. And I have the link. Seriously.
The one that knows technology,
I know.
Cannot get to her.
Ah, there we go. Oh my God, this is such a long.
Just put enter.
Wait. Look, and this link, if you buy your ticket, you get a 15% off. There we go. I hope YouTube doesn't see it as spam.
Miguel asks, are you planning more merch, like the t-shirts? Actually, you are, which was also part of Jen's newsletter, the Tuesday Smoothly newsletter that you started, like I would say like 8-9 weeks ago, something like that?
Yes. So I have a sticker project in mind, and with the help of Maciel, who's also here in the chat, we are developing some really cool concepts. We're going to start with 3 stickers. One of them, I don't mean to be a spoiler, but spoiler alert, I'm so excited. It's a Smoothler sticker. And then we're going to gather some rough ideas, and then through the newsletter, again, if you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. We will ask for what is the consensus, how do you say this, like for everyone to vote for the design that they like the best. Once we have that, then we can print them, and then we can start selling them. Hopefully we have some cool ideas in mind for funny kind of like sayings and stuff for us of things that happened to us in Germany. So that's the next project, which is a sticker project. And then t-shirts and stuff for the time being. If the stickers are successful and designs are successful, we can then
there's room for more.
Transfer them to other stuff like t-shirts, bags, bottles. No, kidding.
Nick, your question about customs for your own things, to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. I would think not. I don't
know. For your own things, you don't need to pay customs.
Yeah, I don't think so, right? No. But I don't know 100%.
Yes, I would say. And what do you mean by your own things? Is it your clothing, or are you? I mean,
yeah, clothes and personal items.
Yes, no. You don't need to pay customs for
that. Is it legal not to have an Anmeldung in the first 2 weeks of coming to Germany on a study visa, or we can travel in the first weeks before uni starts? You can definitely travel. So the Anmeldung with the 14 days is really meant for when you kind of like land and plan on staying longer than 90 days. So the moment you, let's say, move into the apartment or flat or room or whatever it is to start studying, that's when you should do your Anmeldung. But if you arrive 2 weeks earlier to travel around the country or the EU, please do so.
Yes, thank you very much, Germany. Wala Kiran, I hope I said that right. I'm glad you enjoy our newsletter. Sorry, my newsletter. No, kidding. No, Ivan, also countries.
Someone actually responded it should be written by Jen and approved by Ivan.
No, supported by, emotionally supported by Ivan. Question, Jen, may I ask you how much German you know? We love this answer. It depends. Who am I speaking with? So if I'm doing chit chat on the street with someone, I would say it's good enough. Yeah.
No, it's more than good enough.
If I'm talking to a lawyer or a doctor, for that matter, with very, I don't know, not that I've had serious conversations, but more terms that I'm not used to in the daily life, there I struggle a little bit and I stumble more. Yeah, and some days are amazing.
I was going to say, and then it's just very day dependent.
Yeah, depends if the day of the week is Wednesday, amazing. If it's not, I don't have such a thing. I would say I get by, but I still get lost if I'm in conversation with more people talking at the same time. There, it's a little bit tough. Also, later today, we're going to meet with a couple who's German, and the guy speaks very fast, and there I understand a good 40% of what he says. So it depends. Let's see. Would you recommend that I apply to a blue card before getting a permanent apartment? For now, I'm living in a temporal one for 6 months, and I am confused because it takes 6 months to be obtained. I'm also confused with the situation. Generally speaking, we don't provide this kind of like personal answers.
But you should get your residence permit before your visa runs out, regardless of your living situation.
And that can be a blue card or just a permit per se.
Yeah. So your residence permit has nothing to do with your living address.
Yes. Very good point. Yes.
Yes. You're having a very nice day. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Anyways, also I'm surprised no one has mentioned it. I'm kidding, like all these things. I'm no longer wearing glasses, by the way.
It's because they're probably all on our newsletter already and know about it.
Well, I hope that's the case. Do you know about it? Have you wondered why I'm not wearing glasses? You probably think I'm wearing contacts, right? I was about to, says Joe. Okay. I noticed, Kayan. Okay, yes.
Yes. Sorry, I'm interrupting here.
You are interrupting me quite often, I would say.
Well, I want to be engaging with our beautiful community.
Yes. Well, first let me just say that I had eye laser surgery 4 weeks ago.
More than that.
A month and a week ago.
5 weeks ago.
That's a month and a week ago. That's 5 weeks ago. And it has been amazing. Again, we told it in the newsletter. Lenses, no. Eye surgery. What were you asking about? Also, I speak C2 level.
Yes.
This is what you were talking about? I speak C2 level German and live in
you're interrupting yourself.
Württemberg, yet struggle with understanding Schwäbisch.
I was going to say, I also struggle understanding Schwäbisch. So
It's not a German thing. I would also say you have the same anywhere in Germany. In Düsseldorf, you have its own dialect, which is not as predominant as in Cologne and Kölsch. For example, Kölsch is not only a beer, but it's also a language.
Yes.
Is it a dialect?
Thank you.
Language?
No,
it's
language.
It's
yes,
language.
Yeah.
It's a language. The same with the North, right? I've heard they also speak
Plattdeutsch, yes.
A bit different. So that's
it.
The area. Joffre, creo que nunca he escuchado hablando español a Jen. I think I've never heard Jen speak Spanish. You just heard it right now.
And there's actually a podcast interview of Jen in Spanish with other Guatemalans.
Yes, it's from Epistemas. That is a good point. Where did we share that?
In our email and our YouTube.
Yes, and there I speak a lot of Spanish. Avnish says, I got LASIK done 5 years ago too. I hope you're having an amazing experience because it's life-changing. I can say that.
You know, the moment when we are sitting on the couch or in the morning, it's like, oh, there's nothing to push.
Exactly. I also feel like I have to go for my glasses, but there's no glasses to go to.
Speak and understand?
Wow.
I can speak a little bit of here, the Rheinisch-Kölsch, just because I'm from that area, but not profoundly fluent. Like, I didn't grow up learning the dialect. I just can get along a little bit, you know. That's about it. Understand? I can understand some of the other dialects, depending on what level of depth it's being used. I've also stood in Bavaria in a farm to ask for an apartment to sleep in for the night with my mom, and we both just looked at each other. Could you please say that again? Because we didn't understand one word.
Yeah, that's funny. Also, tell the thing when you went to. Oh, thank you very much, Nick. In your last video, looking great, both looking lively today. Thank you, thank you, Nick. When you went to order bread.
Yes.
And also,
so my sister moved to Munich. We helped with the move, and the next morning I went to the bakery to order the bread rolls, which are typical German on the weekend for breakfast. And here in my region, we say Brötchen for those. Well, not in Bavaria. They say Semmeln. And so I went to the lady at the vendor at the counter and asked for Brötchen. And the guy in line behind me really barfed at me. Das heißt hier Semmeln. So yeah, that's not
Which
just
means
that is not just, you know, that is also a German to German interaction of I was not approved in that area.
But the word there is Semmeln.
Semmeln, yeah.
Semmeln, yeah. Look here, Bernal. Hello, Frau Jen. Hello, Frau Herrera. We used to study German together in Guatemala. So glad you can be here. Hello. That's super cool. Curious, because it's still Pride Month. Have you guys done anything Pride-centric in particular? Ooh. I'm kidding. So actually, Ivan and I feel we can say this. We're not such big Pride celebrators. We believe we
celebrate every day.
We celebrate every day by just, you know,
being who we are
and sharing our love with each other. And I don't feel identified with the whole parade situation. I understand where it comes from, and I support the idea of having a walk and a platform. But at least the one that we went to in Cologne, I was shocked, and I didn't feel comfortable, to be honest. It was too hardcore.
It goes beyond the point of the rights, in our opinion. It goes into directions of fetishism that has nothing to do with LGBTQ plus pride in that sense. So that's why we just don't feel like going there.
Yes, you said it very well. So we don't really participate. How is Ivan Spanish? Again, the same question. I feel like here in Berlin, would you order Schrippen in the bakery?
There you go. I would still say Brötchen. There's multiple words for one thing, regional and regionality. Just like in any other country, it's nothing Germany specific. And it's just part of culture. It's fun if you have the right attitude for it.
Yes, I agree. And it's all good, Jeremy. Yes. Everyone has their opinion, right? And some people really enjoyed going to Pride and stuff, which is also allowed, right? It's just, we don't identify with it. Also, without delving into too much detail, was this surgery to improve your vision or something else going on there? Improve my vision. Well, yeah, I had improvement of my vision through the glasses. To be honest, it was a consequence of multiple things. I met a few of my friends who had eye surgery, and I saw how their life was transformed, to be honest. And then the little things just became super annoying. And I had been using glasses for, how long did it? 20 years or so. And I realized like the back of my head has like a hole from wearing glasses all the time. Sometimes I would get random headaches. I think also because of the pressure on in the way. And I would, when wearing the mask, I would really dislike.
I'm so sorry. You've got a hair in your eyes.
Thank you. The reasons are vast after I realized actually how inconvenient wearing glasses could be. I enjoyed wearing glasses for so many years. And as a cherry on top, you can laugh afterwards, a cherry on top, also when setting up for videos, not that that is the reason, but that's just the cherry on top, it's no longer a thought of how do we position the light so we don't have glare on the glasses. And, you know, and it was always a whole spiel, as Germans say. So the pros of getting the eye surgery
Freedom
outweighed the cons. And so I just went and did it. Why are you laughing?
Because of the comment from Miguel about his broken German in Switzerland. Yes, next level German. And if the Swiss speak Swiss Dutch, I am out. I don't understand. So don't feel like your German is broken. It's not.
Glasses. It's all that coding, Jen. Yes, it was probably all that cutting a lot of time in front of the computer. One question. An unrelated note, how do you dealing with the heat? Okay, we talked about that, but we can mention it again. But I had read something, lost it. The newsletter always goes to my spam. Jonathan, I would recommend if you're using Gmail or any other one, you can click on the email and
drag it into the inbox.
Or
mark it is not spam.
Mark it is not spam in your spam. How fast did the blurriness go away? That's funny. Actually, because so it wasn't LASIK per se. What it had is called Smile Pro, the procedure that I had. And the first day when I left the clinic, it was like, whoa, the sun was really bright. I was like, wow, I can't believe Germany is so bright. And the moment we got home, it was a little bit blurry. In the evening, I could watch a little bit of TV.
Yeah,
super bad.
I was going to say no.
And the next day, it was 85%, 90% awesome. So it was super, like the recovery was super fast. And I would say until like recently, there were days where it was super sharp most of the time, and then a little bit of blurriness for a few minutes, and so hours, and then it was sharp again. But now it's pretty sharp, I would say. Hope that answers. What is your favorite German song? Whoa. What is your favorite German song?
I point at you first. Come on.
And why are you snapping your fingers at me?
Because I want to put you under pressure.
That is a big pressure. Sometimes when I get asked these questions, I don't know what to answer. And then it's like, oh, I should have said this one. I need to think about that for a second.
Seriously.
What is my favorite German song?
Well, lately we have very much been reminded because it's summer and it's Kirmes time. So An Tage wie diesen is quite a cool song.
Yes, that is a really cool song from the Toten Hose.
Very good.
Which is actually a band from Düsseldorf. So you can check them out as well. Antonis, thank you for your very kind feedback. You're relocating soon to Frankfurt. Yeah, finding an apartment is hard. Also, the language is a big initial obstacle. I fully understand.
True.
I agree.
It's hard, but not impossible.
That is also very true. Again, I'm pretty sure you watched the content that we have on the topic, but I would say having a premium account of Immo Scout is very important, but not only the account, but actually really filling your profile, like everything that is there, fill it out. I think that also gives a big leap and stuff.
Yeah. Wayne, I'm in Erding, Germany. Erding is by Munich for everyone who's not familiar. And I have about 400 resumes and got back 197 rejections. Any suggestion? Yes. Be very critical with your resume. Take a look at it. Is it adapted to the German market? That is a big topic that we've actually covered in multiple videos. So if you look on our channel for videos on CV and resume, watch all of them, read our guide. And if you want to go the extra step and haven't yet, we have no idea. If you have already, we actually have created our own German style CV template to exactly help overcome that obstacle. Because believe it or not, even though your resume might be amazing in what skills you have, if it's not in the right format that Germans understand, you won't get invited for any interview because it's just not familiar to the eye. And often also, let's just say that we just know from other cultures, there's a little bit too much fluff and a little bit too little actionability in there to understand what you've achieved. So those are just a few pointers of where you can look to maybe look at your resume as the source of better applications.
Well said. I also added in the chat the song that we're talking about, Ein Tage wie diese, die Toten Hosen, which, by the way, rumor has it, it also talks about the Kermis in Düsseldorf.
It's not rumors. It's a fact. Can you type, please? It's look what I'm. No. Also the Y and the Z. English keyboard troubles. We need to.
Yes. There.
That didn't work well.
Okay. When foreign asks for me for a German singer, I most times recommend Reinhard May. Do you know Reinhard May? Less for the style of music, but for the very good pronunciation of the voices. Oh, vocals. I will add that here to. Do you know her?
It's a him.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
And not from the top of my mind, no?
Reinhard. Putting it in my Spotify.
Hello, DJ Dr. Fola. Good to have you here.
Hey.
We just discussed it earlier, not in the summer, just because it's too hard to plan, because we would like to be outside. But then if you plan ahead of time, we don't know if it's going to rain or not. So we're going to push it into fall, indoors, easy peasy, and we're going to let all of you know early enough.
Early enough. That is true. Some could add. Guten Nacht, Freunde.
I was just going to say, Reinhard May klings very old school.
Okay,
I look at, so.
Look at him. He's old school. Okay, when it comes to getting a job in Germany, I personally feel like those who take advantage of the hidden job market, aka contacting companies, internal hiring, etc., fare better. That's a good point. For example, the very first job I got as a developer in Germany was I reached out to a media agency who didn't post any jobs in English. I sent my CV, and hold and behold, they had an internship position for me. So, again, it's about trying and adapting that CV, no? Yeah, also here, Fanny, that's true. We have this playlist that we announced a few years ago, maybe called The Germans. Super cool that you like it, Fanny. I need to find the link. Yes, I would say, okay, Ankur, this is a really good point. I would say hobbies are irrelevant to your CV unless it is relevant to the job you're applying to.
And it enhances the skill set on a soft level.
Also, because I feel like hobbies are so generalized, right? Like everyone likes traveling, everyone likes photography, or not everyone, but a lot of people. And that doesn't really give the company any information, okay, how is this valuable to the job you're going to be performing?
Not those two words, but if it's more specific, that shows your determination or your being able to work well under pressure because you can hold a photography position for I don't know how many hours. Maybe yes. It just really depends on your overall profile.
Yes, of course. Annenmai Kantereit is an amazing band. Love them to pieces. There's I always want to say Tony, but I think it's Tommy. Tommy's a really, really beautiful song. And there the guy speaks a little bit of Kölsch, which is this dialect that we talked about in Cologne. Yes. Please discuss dual citizenship and citizenship in 3 years.
Yes, that is going to be another topic next to the updated Skilled Immigration Act that the government is handling. However, it has not been passed yet, so there's nothing to report really. We don't really like to poke our noses into how do you say this?
Like into not approved things.
Yeah, into things that are just like in discussion but not really a fact yet. That's why we haven't heard us talking about it. But the moment it will be a fact, then you will hear from us. We can be very sure about that. And we will, of course, give you all the facts that you need to know.
Yes. Also, I don't know if you mentioned this when we talked about the new immigration law, that some of the things will only come to effect in November.
Yeah, on the next, I would say 6 to 12 months. Yeah.
And it's still not clear which of the things are going to be applied when. So it looks very good on paper, but we need to wait a little bit for things to be implemented and stuff like that. Yeah, seed, yeah. Or how do you pronounce it? Is it seed?
No, it's seed.
Seed, yes, yes. Also, a rapper that Ivan likes very much.
Apache.
Is it
207?
207. Yeah. That's the name of the dude. Liebe aus Australien. Hello, Jaffa. Oh, wow, there's a lot. I think I need to reread the chat just to write down all das thing. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All the things. I know that most German people don't share or mix work with private life unless you're friends. But how do they react to a person who does so? I mean, you can always try. It highly depends on the German
culture also,
but also on the person.
Yeah,
I've had Germans who, like, I don't know where they ask me to go for beers after meeting for a week, and I have had Germans that after 3 years we still don't go for beers.
And
You know, like
in my past job, or actually in both of my past German jobs, we all did private things together. I mean, we all, meaning like the team, the direct team members, the people you work closely with. I'm still friends with some of them, and it really highly depends. I would say this anonymity is maybe also in the bigger companies, like in the Konzerne, but even there, I would say each team can have a different culture as well. So
right.
maybe this is also more like of a assumption and not so much of a truth in, let's just say, certain cases. And also, we are always referring mostly to office work, right? We've had feedback from someone who's worked in a butchery, where apparently that is not a thing at all. So it highly really depends. We speak from experience from office jobs.
Yes, and also it highly depends. You need to feel the vibe, right? If you're having a great time and you understand each other very well, proceed to ask, let's go for a coffee together or something, you know. But if
lunch breaks are the best way to start.
Yes, but if you feel conversation is dry, you don't feel very comfortable, it's awkward, then don't. Here, Frankie, finally you're doing a great job. My move to Erlangen from UK went smoothly. Big thanks to you. Wow, that's super cool, Frankie. Right, great to read that. Again, another question about pride. How was pride? Wait, I'm pretty sure German pride was reason right. We talked about pride. Sorry you missed it. Long story short, we don't go. On the topic of jobs, how do you feel about how people present themselves on LinkedIn? Do you guys personally feel it's important to be super active there, make posts to stand out and get hired? It depends. I would say it's important to have a good presence in LinkedIn with a good picture, description of the job, of like
a good profile,
a full profile. If you can have people giving you recommendations publicly on LinkedIn, that's amazing. I, for one, again, it depends on what skills you have. As a developer, I never was active on LinkedIn in the sense of posting things and of these sorts. However, I would get contacted by recruiters and see ads for jobs that potentially could be interesting. However, I would say I did have, in general, a relatively good profile. I mean, it was filled, you know, like it's not like I did a super professional job, but it was filled with keywords also that recruiters look, you know, when they're looking for people.
It just shows that you know how to present yourself. That's more important, I would say, also. Unless you want to, of course, use it to find jobs through that, then you need to be a little bit more active. Yeah.
Any suggestions what to show our kids in or around Düsseldorf before the summer holidays end? The Kermis, but we talked about that already. And another thing for kids, we are so out of touch with kid activity. Go to Disneyland.
There is lakes in the areas.
I'm pretty sure there's the Sommer. What
are you talking about?
These like little roller coasters that you ride yourself. The
Sommerrodelbahn.
Yes.
Yeah, but that you have anywhere. That's nothing Düsseldorf related.
Well, but you know, it's an activity.
But we also just had a question about Duisburg. Any thoughts about Duisburg? And we've been exploring the south of Duisburg, and there's very beautiful areas. There's lakes also. There is this super cool thing called Tiger and Turtle Magic Mountain, which is a roller coaster, but to walk on. So it looks like a Tiger and Turtle Magic Mountain.
Turtle
Magic Mountain. And it looks like a roller coaster construction, but you can walk on it. So that's a fun thing to do. And I have not been to the city center of Duisburg, so I cannot refer to that, but the southern area is quite nice.
Also, the 7 lakes, did you talk about that?
5 lakes.
5 lakes, yeah.
Yeah.
There's nice. 5 lakes, so it's super nice, yeah. Will you be able to do a video on part-time jobs for students? It seems there are a lot of HR agencies on the field. Some are genuine, but with some, I have had very bad experiences as well.
We do plan. We do plan on doing some content about part-time work in terms of mini job in that area. However, we will not do specific content on students just because that is not our forte.
I have a random question. I just thought about this. If you like the idea of we talked at the beginning of this live stream that there's a project in the line for merch that is stickers, and there's a pack of 3 stickers, one of them being a smoother sticker, and other of like funny maybe things that we have in mind. So 2 questions. If you like the idea of the stickers, can you put the brain emoji?
We can just do a survey also.
Oh, we can do a poll. Oh my God, you're so smart. Start a poll. I will do a poll. Do not answer. Do you like the idea of of SG stickers. Ask your community. I have asked my community. Yes, let me know. Cynthia says for part-time jobs for students, it's nice to look at the university. They usually have a department that helps with that. In mine is the Welcome Center. Amazing,
Cool.
Cynthia.
Thank you.
Yes, that is super cool.
When I moved to Stuttgart from the USA, I like to say USA instead of America. Sorry, no offense. My biggest concern was escaping into nature. I like to get away from people, and Germany is so full of people. It is a very densely populated country, definitely. But especially in the area of Stuttgart, you've got tons of nature. So I hope that escape is going smoothly.
I agree. Yes, the stream died. I hope not. Can you still hear us? Joe, wife appreciating wife's ingenuity. Now that's what we like to say. Fee A1 yet.
Tante Fee 1A yet. Thanks. Maybe German
Tante,
language. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Seems good. Okay. Thank you.
I would prefer other forms of merch, says here, Mr. Nick. Okay, that's fair.
Like what?
Like what? One last question, because we also introduced the concept of Smoothler I would say like a year ago or something, right? Smoothler stands for smooth settler. To be honest, also it's a good concept because a few people really dislike being called expats, other really dislikes being called immigrants international. So I think Smoothler is like an in-between for anyone who is new to Germany and is not German. What did I want to ask with this? I cannot read your mind. Yes, okay, you can't read my mind. Yes, okay. So so first, like I would like to ask you, how do you feel with the word Smoothler, if that makes sense?
Do you want to say, do you identify with it?
Yes, maybe.
Would you use it in conversation instead of expat, for example?
Yeah, and also how does it make you feel to be a Smoothler?
Yeah.
Do you feel like energized, happy, frustrated?
You couldn't care less?
You couldn't care less. That I would like if you can write in the chat. I promise those are my last two questions. Thank you very much. She can't read her mind yet. Maybe when we have a Neuralink both connected to each other.
We should make this the thumbnail.
Yes. You're waiting for the t-shirts of the Smoothler. Awesome. Okay. Could be. Did Nick reply? What kind of merch?
Yes. He said coffee cups, other keepsakes, and something else, clothing.
You know what I thought would be a really cool idea is to have a binder.
I know.
For paperwork for Germany. Nice. But being an expat immigrant isn't smooth. Nothing in life that you start is smooth, Anvesh, unfortunately. Every new project, whatever it is, whether it's immigrating or something else, will always have its challenges, which is part of the experience, I think.
When are you guys starting immigration culture agency business? We've actually talked about that yesterday. More in a nothing concrete.
Felix says Frankfurt. It's a great happy medium, Smoothler. Merch, beer mugs, sport bottle, like a blender bottle. Ooh, a hoodie. Yeah, I never used this word, but due to you both, I might. Okay, I'm a Smoothler. Let's screenshot this Neuralink moment and make it merch. Sounds awesome. You can also make like a meme, lol binder. When are you guys starting your? Yeah, northern Germany is not so densely populated. That's true. Do it. That's awesome. Okay.
And also here, thank you, Joe, for the perspective of speaking densely populated. I say that as a German comparing other European countries, other Western countries. But then here comes Joe from the Indian subcontinent and doesn't feel that Germany is densely populated. So it always, no matter what we talk about in this beautiful world, it always depends on perspective and what you're used to. Because
that is so true.
You know, what is expensive? It highly depends what you're used to, where you're coming from.
Also, I think it depends also lifestyle when you go talk to that. For example, in Guatemala, yes, we have a lot of very, very natural, beautiful spots with very little population.
You don't go there.
However, we don't go there. And also getting there, it's really a pain in the eye.
And it's dangerous.
And it's sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's dangerous. However, in Germany, yes, there's more people. In the cities, it's more dense. But I would say accessing nature is so much easier. You can easily escape to the Alps and do some hikes there.
It doesn't have to be the Alps.
I just said that because I had that in my mind. But or a forest around you and take the public train and just go walk there. You know, like it's more accessible because the lifestyle in Europe in general, it's a lot more easily accessible than in other countries, I would say. So it highly depends on perspective, I agree.
1 minute left. It is incredible. Every single time I feel like we've just started and 1 hour has passed. This is so crazy. And this is just also an attribute to you, because you just keep the conversation flowing and make it so much fun for us as well. So thank you very much.
Yes, that is very true. I shall end the poll. So I'd say 80% like the ideas of the stickers. I think that's a success. Europe is entirely densely populated versus Australia. Yes, 100%. I mean, 100%. Australia has beautiful nature for sure. So travel destination in Germany depend a lot of what you like. History, mountains, forests.
You can get it all. If you like castles, you'll be busy for half a year.
Yes. Oh yes, don't go to my videos. We talked about the immigration law previously in the video. You can for sure check that out after we finish the stream.
However, I got interrupted, and we will actually release a video on that soon.
Yes, Miguel, I love your shirt, Jim. Thanks. I'm gonna use this shirt for the
summer video.
Summer video. Yeah. I've had so many positive comments. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kayan. I feel like we can stay 5 more minutes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. This is super cool. I will after the chat is over, I will read also some more merch ideas, because I think that just flew past me.
Rika, thank you so much. Rika, Nick, have a wonderful flight from Australia down under, and have a smooth settling.
Your shirt is good too, says Nick. Yeah, but mine is cool.
Hers is new as well. That's why the reaction is so strong. You know, when you have something new and you're a little bit doubtful.
Yes. So that's really good. I heard there are over 1,500 beers. Yes, I'd say more than 5 years. And I would say even 1,000. I mean, we've been living in Düsseldorf for 11 years. Mm-hmm. And I think until like recently, we discovered this brand of alt beer that we hadn't ever saw. Remember this green one that we discovered? It doesn't matter. You don't remember, but I do. So I would say there's a gazillion amount of beers bred as well. A big thank you. Your content has been super helpful. That's good to hear, Anvesh. Thank you very much. I'm not the pilot, so it should be fine.
Will this video go on YouTube so we can rewatch? Yes, it will.
Yes. So after we finish the stream, YouTube that says magic, and it's going to be there for you to replay it. And it takes a few hours, in my experience, also to be able to have the chat as well. Green alt. Yeah, it has no, it's not green alt. The logo is green. Sorry, the alt is not green. The logo of this, it's green. I don't know the video. Okay. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, and you can say some sounds like perfect Arabic. Do you speak, or it's just Spanish? It's just Spanish. What did I say that sounds Arabic? Maybe I spoke too fast English. But I think Arabic and Spanish has a lot.
There is some overlap. Yeah.
Yeah. 5 years of fun. And I'm saying that's real, but people of Germany don't agree with that. What's the truth? Okay, so in Germany, really facing shortage of highly skilled labor, at least in IT industry. Media and government keep saying that it's real, but people of Germany don't agree with that. What's true?
The question is, who do you refer to as people in Germany? I would say it's true.
Yes, I would say it's also true. Of course, some companies...
And again, it goes back to this whole point of there is skill, there is a lack, but for whatever reason, companies have not understood yet that there is potential in junior, also especially IT specialists. So they are looking for maybe senior ones. So maybe for juniors, it feels there is no real lack, but there is a lack.
Totally. So we're 2 more minutes. We stayed an extra 5 minutes because this is a lot of fun. I would go with Bavaria for beer. Jen was reading my comment. Kayan is my name. Yes. Kayan. Something about the Arabian thing. Okay, I've lost. Besides, northern Germany is quite flat. We say jokingly, on Wednesday, you can see who will be visiting you on Sunday for tea.
Oh, and actually, there was a question earlier, which, yes, I confirm. That someone asked, people say or experienced that the people in NRW are the most open in Germany.
True.
And a lot of people say that, Germans as well, within Germany when they travel. So I would say this is generally the statement is correct, but of course it doesn't apply to every single person. So,
yes,
you always get, thank you very much, Vijay.
How would you pronounce it as a German? You said Vijay.
I would say Vijay.
There you go. Thank you very much. What's your favorite thing about German culture? I saw it here and it's gone. Was it Jeremy who asked that? Dude, I lost it. Anyway, so I would say Is reliance a word?
Sorry, what?
What's your favorite thing about the German culture?
Uh,
How
reliability.
reliable Germans
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
It's my favorite thing about the German culture. Keep your chat going, or else we have to go back to packing up the house, says Nick. They're moving to Düsseldorf. Are you moving to Düsseldorf? Well, to Germany on
I think
Wednesday.
Düsseldorf. Yeah.
That's okay, Jeremy. I read it just in time.
Joe, good luck studying. Thank you for giving us an hour of your time. Thank you to everyone for giving us an hour of your time on a beautiful Sunday, at least here in Düsseldorf. And have a lovely day, depending on what time it is, wherever you are.
Or night.
Thank you so much for your support. It's been a pleasure spending the hour with you. And we will not see you tomorrow. As always, there won't be a video on Monday when we do a live stream on Sunday. But the following week, there will be a new video. And we will see you, hear you, and you will read Jen in her Smoothly Tuesday newsletter.
Yes. Again, simplegermany.com/newsletter. It takes a second for the form to load, but after that, you should be able to sign up.
Or we will see you on Saturday in Munich at the FINCON, where the link is in the chat for the Eventbrite in case you would like to get tickets.
We will add also the links at the end when this video is reposted to both the FINCON and the newsletter and FINCON in the description. I'm losing it here. Anyways, we hope you have a fantastic day, a fantastic week. And next Monday, I think a video is just about wedding traditions. You might see a picture of our wedding or two. Oops. We will see. Thank you, Fanny, for joining. Thank you, everyone. We hope you have a fantastic day. Adiós a todos los que hablan español.
Tschüss.
Tschüss. And tschüss für die Leute, die Deutsch sprechen. Ne?
Die
Deutsch sprechen. Siehst du, ist immer nicht so cool. Adiós, Mr. Herrera.
Schönes Restwochenende. Jawohl.
Restwochenende. Horcht die Hände. Tschüss. You have to click on end.